In the previous Vastu class, we learned about the 8 dikpas of the 8 directions. In this lesson, we will learn about the 16 directional zones, which is the most important concept in Vastu Shastra. We will discuss in detail why we should use 16 direction instead of 8. How do you determine the 16 directions? We will explore the traditional explanation of these 16 directions and how to evaluate Vastu based on them. So let's first understand the scriptural explanation of the 16 directions. If we look at classical text written by ancient sages, the Vishwakarma Prakash explains the 16 directions in Vastu Shastra. Vishwakarma himself described the 16 directions as stated in the Sanskrit verse Ishanyam Devotagyam, which means that the place of worship should be in the northeast corner. Next, the verse says Purvasham Sthana Mandiram Agnayam Paka Shadanam Bhandara Garam Uttare, meaning the bathroom is only for bathing, not for using the toilet, or urinal should be in the east, the kitchen in the southeast corner, and the treasury room in the north. Then the verse says Agneyo Purva Yor Madhye Dadi Manthana Mandiram. That means in the between of the southeast and east, a new direction emerges east of southeast, which is where the Dadi Manthan should be performed. Here, Manthan refers to the process of churning water from milk, and it also symbolizes deep thinking and the pursuit of knowledge. So, if you are engaged in research or need to make an important decision requiring deep thought, you should see it in the east of southeast direction. Next, the verse says Agni Pretasya Yor Madhye Ajjo Geham Prashasyate, meaning between the southeast and south lies another new direction south of southeast, where the storehouse for clarified water should be. Clarified water was a vital part of the diet in ancient times, representing energy or power. So, the south of southeast direction is associated with energy, power. Following that, the verse says, Yamme Narityor Madhye Purshat Yaga Mandiram, between the south and southwest. In the south of southwest direction is where the toilet should be placed. Once again, we see another direction emerging. Then the Vishwakarma Prakash explains Nairitam Bupayor Madhye Vidyabhayashashwa Mandiram. This means between southwest and west, in the west of southwest direction, a study room should be placed. The verse further says Pashchima Anil Yor Madhye Rod Nartham Griham Spritam, meaning between the west and northwest. In the west of northwest direction, there should be a space for sorrow where you can express grief. If you are deeply troubled, sitting in this direction can help you release that pain, allowing for emotional healing. Next, the verse says, Vayabhye Uttar Yor Madhye Rati Geham Pashasyate, meaning between the northwest and north. In the north of northwest direction, there should be a bedroom, especially for newlyweds. Here too we see another direction emerging. Lastly, the verse says, Uttare Ishan Yor Madhye Aushado Dharthentu Kadayat, meaning between the north and northeast. In the north of northeast direction, there should be a space for storing medicines. Once again, a new direction emerges beyond the traditional 8. Thus, the Vishwakarma Prakash text speaks of 16 directions instead of 8. Now the question is, why should we work with 16 direction instead of 8? For example, if we only follow 8 direction, placing a toilet would be problematic because we wouldn't properly understand the south of southwest direction. Toilets would then be placed either in the south or southwest, which are inauspicious for toilets. This is why applied Vastu always works with 16 directions. If you want to accurately determine this 16 direction, you can use the Applied Vastu Compass app available on the Google Play Store. This app helps you grid and analyze any land, house, office or factory based on 16 direction. To use the compass correctly, stand in the center of the land, flat, house, factory or office, and the compass will help you determine the precise grid according to the 16 direction. Now we will learn how to evaluate Vastu using the 16 zones. For example, the Vishwakarma Prakash mentioned in the Sanskrit verse Uttare Ishan Yor Madhye Aushado Dhartentu Karve. That means medicines should be kept in the north of northeast direction. If a toilet is placed here instead, illnesses are likely to increase in the home. Applied Vastu, based on 12 years of experience and over 13,000 case studies, shows that having a toilet in the north of northeast zone often leads to recurring health problems in the household. So work with 16 direction instead of 8. Comment below about which zone in your house, flat, office, factory contains what and how it might affect you. Now comment on which zone in your house has what and what could be its impact. We will understand how much you have grasped the class. We will understand how much you have grasped this class by looking at your comments. If you make a mistake, the Applied Vastu team will reply with the correct answer. That's all for today's lessons. We will meet again in the next lesson. Namaskar.